Hello, learners. Our body is a complex machine that performs various activities every day. All these activities need proper communication and control to perform them well. For doing so, we need a specialized organ system, and this system is called the nervous system. The nervous system is the most important organ system of the human body. It is a network of organs and nerves that send signals throughout the body. It does thousands of different things and all at the same time, making it the most complex system. Without the nervous system, we cannot do even the simple activities like eating, playing, writing, thinking, etc. It sends signals and messages to communicate with and to control different parts of the body. Hence, it is specialized for the control and coordination of all body parts. Let us now learn how this process of control and communication occur in our body and all the organs involved in this process in detail. The nervous system of the human body is comprises of two main parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. They both have their own specific functions, but both work together to send the signals and messages throughout the body. Let's understand the central nervous system first. The central nervous system is the main control center of our body and is made up of the brain and the spinal cord. The brain. The human brain is the most complex, important, and powerful organ. It is a large mass of nerve cells. It is grayish pink in color and weigh approximately 1200 to 1300 grams. Brain is located inside the head and protected by the skull and cerebrospinal fluid, which act as a cushion between the skull and the brain to protect the brain from shocks, jerks, and bumps. The brain uses more energy than any other organ and uses over 20% of the energy reserve in the body. Brain is the main control unit of our nervous system and acts as an organizer, processor, and distributor of information. The brain has three major parts: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. Its surface has many ridges and folds. There are two halves of the cerebrum, one on each side of our head, and are called as right and left cerebral hemispheres. The cerebral cortex serves as the outer layer of the cerebrum and is divided into four lobes, that is frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe, and the occipital lobe, where each lobe performs distinct function. The cerebrum is the thinking part of the brain and helps in remembering, reasoning, judgment, and problem solving. It helps in initiating and coordinating the movements of the body parts, interpretation of different senses like touch, vision, hearing, etc. It also helps in controlling emotion and learning. Cerebellum is the second largest part of the brain, but much smaller than the cerebrum. It is located at the back of the head. Similar to cerebrum, cerebellum is also consists of two hemispheres, where each hemisphere is concerned with the coordination of movements. The main function of cerebellum is to control and coordinate voluntary muscle movements such as running, walking, dancing, standing, etc. It also maintains the posture and balance of our body. Without the cerebellum, we cannot stand upright, move, or balance our body. The cerebellum also helps us to learn how to do certain things using movements with practice. For example, if we learn to ride a bike or a bicycle, the cerebellum stores all this information so that every time we ride a bike, it doesn't seem to be new. The brainstem is a tube-like structure that connects the brain to the spinal cord. It sits near the bottom of the brain and performs most bodily functions. In fact, 10 out of 12 nerves that originate from the brain are contained within the brainstem. These nerves allow different parts of the body to move, gather information from senses, and control number of conscious and unconscious processes. The brainstem comprises of three parts, that is midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata, that all work together to help the body to adapt to the environment, move, and function. The midbrain is the top part of the brainstem and control eye movements and processing of vision and hearing. Pons is the middle portion of the brainstem that coordinate face and eye movements, facial sensations, hearing, and balance. Medulla oblongata is the bottom part of the brainstem and regulates number of involuntary functions like breathing, heartbeat, digestion, blood pressure, swallowing, etc. The spinal cord. The spinal cord is a thick column of nerve tissue that extends from the medulla to the lower back. It is made up of bundles of nerves. It is enclosed in the vertebral column. The vertebral column protects the spinal cord from external injuries. The spinal cord acts as a relay station and connects the brain to different parts of the body. It receives messages from different parts and sends it to the brain for processing, and also send the responses generated by the brain to different parts of the body through the nerves. Now let's understand about the next important part of our nervous system, which is peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system consists of the nerves that branch out from the brain and the spinal cord. The nerves are like long wires that carry communication signals or messages throughout the body. Each nerve is made up of several nerve fibers, which are in turn made up of cells called nerve cells or neurons. The peripheral nervous system is further subdivided into somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. Somatic nervous system. The somatic nervous system includes all of the nerves that extend from the brain and the spinal cord. It does not include the brain and the spinal column themselves, as these two are the part of central nervous system. There are two types of somatic nerves, cranial and spinal. The somatic nerves that extend from the brain are known as cranial nerves and are located on the back of the head and neck. There are 12 pair of cranial nerves in total, whereas the somatic nerves that are extend from the spinal column are known as spinal nerves and are 31 pair in total. Somatic nervous system is associated with the voluntary control of the body movements by the use of skeletal muscles. The nerves in this system deliver information from our senses to our brain. They also carry commands from the brain to the muscles so that one can move around. For example, walking, sitting, lifting an object, etc. In addition to regulating the voluntary movements of the body, the somatic nervous system is also responsible for a specific type of involuntary muscle responses known as reflexes. Let's understand the concept of reflexes with the help of an example. So learners, what do we do when we touch a hot object? We immediately withdraw our hands, right? So do we think before withdrawing our hands? No, because we need to move so fast that our brain does not have time to think. These responses are generated suddenly to safeguard ourselves from dangerous stimuli. These actions do not involve the brain and are controlled by the spinal cord. When we touch a hot object, the receptor cells in the skin pick up the message to the spinal cord through sensory nerves. The spinal cord then analyzes this information and generates responses. The response is then taken up by the motor neurons and brought back to the muscles present in the hand. In response, the muscles contract and we withdraw our hand. Autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is a component of peripheral nervous system that regulates involuntary physiologic processes including heart rate, blood pressure, respiration, digestion, etc. These are the processes you don't think about and that your brain manages while you are awake or asleep. The autonomic nervous system breaks down into three divisions, each with its own job. These are sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, and entric nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system prepares the body for stressful or emergency situations. It increases the heart rate and the force of heart contractions and widens the airways to make breathing easier. It causes the body to release stored energy and increase the muscular strength. Sympathetic division also causes palm to sweat, pupil to dilate, and hairs to stand. It slows body processes that are less important in emergencies, such as digestion and urination. Parasympathetic nervous system. This part of autonomic nervous system does the opposite of sympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic division controls body processes during ordinary situations. Generally, the parasympathetic nervous system conserves and stores. It slows the heart rate and decreases blood pressure. It stimulates the digestive tract to process food and eliminate waste. Energy from the processed food is used to restore and build tissues. Entric nervous system. The entric nervous system is a network of nerve cells in the gut wall that controls the gastrointestinal tract. The entric nervous system is made up of two thin layers of more than 100 million nerve cells. Its main function is to control digestion, including swallowing, releasing enzymes that break down food, controlling blood flow to help with nutrient absorption and waste elimination. Dysfunction of this system can contribute to digestive disorders. Now at the end, let's take a look back into the key points of the nervous system. Nervous system of the human body is broadly divided into the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system is comprised of the brain and the spinal cord. Brain is the control center of our body, which sends signals and messages to different parts to perform various functions. The brain has three major parts: cerebrum, cerebellum, and the brainstem. Cerebrum is the thinking part of the brain and helps in interpretation of senses and coordinating body movements. Cerebellum helps in controlling voluntary muscles movements like running, walking, etc. Brainstem connects brain to the spinal cord and has three parts: midbrain, pons, and medulla that all work together to help the body move and function. Other part of the central nervous system, that is the spinal cord, connects brain to the different part and sends messages and signals from body to brain and vice versa. Now talking about peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system is comprises of somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Somatic nervous system deals with the voluntary movements of the body with the help of nerves branches out of brain and spinal cord. Apart from this, somatic nervous system also deals with the involuntary body response known as reflexes, while autonomic nervous system deals with the involuntary physiologic processes like breathing, blood pressure, etc., and has three parts: sympathetic, parasympathetic, and entric nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system prepare the body for emergency situations. Parasympathetic nervous system relaxes the body after stressful situation, while the enteric nervous system controls the gastrointestinal tract. I hope you like the video. For more informational content, do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.